Every morning, the bell rang at exactly 8 o'clock. And every morning, one boy arrived late. Not because he was careless. Not because he didn't try. But because life never gave him a head start. When you arrive late too many times, people stop asking why. They stop listening. They stop believing. His name was Ethan. In classrooms, he was the empty seat that filled last. At home, he was the quiet child who learned not to complain. His mother worked nights, not to build dreams, but to keep the lights on. Ethan learned something very early in life. Being late slowly makes you invisible. Every day he ran. Through streets. Through judgment. Through the feeling that the world was always ahead of him. One evening, trying to avoid the noise of the city, Ethan took a different path. An abandoned railway platform. Rusty benches. Faded signs. And silence. That's where he saw it. A broken clock. No numbers. No hands. Still hanging, as if time had simply forgotten it. Next to the clock sat an old man. Calm. Still. Watching people rush past like he had all the time in the world. Ethan stopped. "Why are you sitting next to a broken clock?" he asked. The man smiled. "Because it reminds people that time is not the same for everyone." That sentence stayed with Ethan. He came back the next day. And the next. Not because the man taught lessons. But because he asked questions. What do you repeat even when no one rewards you? What do you do when you stop rushing? What grows quietly before it becomes strong? Then came the strangest task. The man asked Ethan to arrive early. And wait. No phone. No talking. No distractions. Just sitting. Observing. At first, it felt useless. But slowly, Ethan noticed something powerful. He had spent his whole life chasing time. Now, he was finally meeting himself. Days passed. Weeks passed. Ethan stopped running blindly. He started moving with intention. But the world didn't change. Teachers still doubted him. Students still ignored him. The label stayed. Late. Until one day, opportunity knocked quietly. A school innovation challenge. No big expectations. No applause. Ethan worked alone. Late nights. Silent focus. His idea wasn't flashy. It was simple. He designed a system to help people who fall behind. Not by pushing them faster, but by helping them stay consistent. On presentation day, the room went quiet. Not because they were unimpressed. But because they finally saw him. A judge asked, "Why didn't you speak up earlier?" Ethan smiled and said, "I was always here. You just decided when to listen." He won. But that wasn't the biggest moment. That evening, Ethan returned to the railway platform. The old man was gone. The clock was gone. Only one sentence was carved into the bench. "You were never late. You were growing." Years later, Ethan stood on stages, speaking about focus, patience, and silent discipline. And in every audience, there was always someone who felt behind in life. Ethan would smile, because he knew the truth. Late does not mean lost. Slow does not mean weak. And unseen does not mean unimportant. Sometimes, the people who arrive last understand the journey best.
Thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe for more stories.